Why? Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States, and 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected. Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf. Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy. As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired. Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Navigating COVID while protecting yourself can be difficult. Fortunately, there's a hotline you can call with any questions. The Department of Indian Work St. Paul partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to open the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline. They provide information on vaccines, booster shots, and testing sites. Right now, booster shots are available to anyone over the age of 18 for those who are eligible. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline can also help with housing, food, medical, and educational support. If you or someone you know has questions about COVID-19, vaccinations, booster shots, or testing, please call 651-304-9986. Again, the number is 651-304-9986. The Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline is open for calls Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call the Twin Cities American Indian COVID-19 hotline at 651-304-9986.
Hey, Ogimaa, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
Come see the Native Roots Trading Post at the West End Market of the Minnesota State Fair. Native Roots Trading Post is Native-owned and operated. Shop goods from local and national Native artists that you'll love instantly. Native Roots Trading Post is supporting Native artists this year at the Minnesota State Fair, August 25th to September 5th. Native Roots Trading Post, we support Native artists and you can too. Buy Native at the Native Roots Trading Post this year at the Minnesota State Fair.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lulia. Cloudy tonight with a low of 75, then showers and thunderstorms likely on Saturday with a high of 78. Grab a tray at Cafe Latte and pick from their award-winning selections of soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. Cafe Latte is at Victoria Street and Grand Avenue in St. Paul or at cafelatte.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings that wounded me.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. And we discuss local and national Native news and events. And as you know, Wendy, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Robert, we're going to be at the Native Roots Trading Post. We'll be at the Minnesota State Fair this year, Thursday, August 25th through Monday, September 5th. That is in just 20 days. We support Native American artists. So come on down. We're at the West End Market in the Minnesota State Fair, and come on down and see what we have. We have a lot of Native designed and inspired merchandise.
Yeah, did you hear the ad that we just played? Just
I did. That was very
everyone
good.
heard that, but
I loved it.
Ogimaa wrote that, and I tried to read it correctly. And
You did. You read it. Just
good.
fantastic. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, I'm really excited. So
We're going to have Mary Kunesh, who like the old time days, she's in a parade right now, but she sent us a report like she used to always when we were on Saturdays.
Yes, and she's the Minnesota State Senator.
Yes, she is, and she's our regular on Fridays. And then also we have Andre Bouchard, who's going to be on next, and we're going to talk about, a little bit of the music collaboration celebrating the Indigenous experience through music and poetry. So we're going to talk about that, and I think we're going to give away some tickets. So
Wow, tickets
yeah,
to. Mhm.
yeah, and it's at the God. What theater is it at again? Let me look here. I have all this
Mhm.
information in front of me. Believe it or not, I don't memorize everything, Wendy. But let me just. It's welcoming the Indian country is a celebration of Native culture through music and storytelling. A world class 5-piece musical ensemble is what happened to my. I just lost my thing here. Is the heck? It looks like it wants me to send it to you, so I'm just going to send it to you.
Just send it to me.
Read it again.
Sure.
It's a world-class 5-piece musical ensemble that's joined by a storyteller, Washington State Poet Laureate Rena Priest. Together, they weave in new compositions and songs, witty wise and poignant poetry and satire to honor the elders and ancestors. That's
Mhm.
Thursday, August 11th at and it doesn't say here.
Mhm.
I know it was a place where we saw I don't know if you remember when we did that was that little theater in Minneapolis.
Mhm.
What the heck was that called? Where we saw uh
I don't know, Robert.
right.
What's happening?
What concerts have we seen, Wendy? In this little
We
place in
saw.
Minneapolis.
Oh, I don't know. David Jeffries. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Garland Jeffries.
Garland
Right.
Jeffries. Yes.
Hey,
Whew.
you did know.
Whew, it's like playing charades here.
Yeah.
Later on in the show, I have a fun fact Friday, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be talking about the top 12 most intelligent animals in the world. So,
Wow.
and we're not one of them. Just saying.
Well, I'm not tonight, but I'm trying to find out where the concert's going to be. But Andre is going to be able to tell us when it
Hmm.
is and where it is.
That's
Uh,
right.
Stuff going on here, news wise.
Hmm.
Let me just set the cat down here because she's gargling at me.
Yeah.
Um, let me just grab this real quick. There's the Star Tribune.
Hmm.
Um, and again, I don't know why I can't get this up, but here we go. So, hey, the Star Tribune is there's an article on Indigenous environmental advocates weigh in on the future of the Hiawatha Golf Course, and it's a major overhaul of the Hiawatha Golf Course named after a fictional warrior
Hmm.
from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow poem is again up for consideration of the park board. They just want to do a lot of bad stuff over there, and and it's just crazy, Wendy. So also too, we had some friends that were at the Mall of America too
Hmm.
that really were bummed out because they got in there and they got locked in, and there's
Hmm.
a lot going on.
Yeah. Yesterday there was a shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, at the Mall of America.
Hmm.
So it was crazy. And hey, there's Ogimaa to save us here. We're just mumbling right here, Ogimaa.
Hi, everybody. Bouchard Anin at Mogama Ganiwakwe. Thank you for waiting for me tonight. We had some family stuff happening tonight, so it took me a little while than it usually does to get to my
Just
desk over here.
just
Um,
remember this is a live show,
I
Ogimaa.
know.
Okay.
The
All
time
right.
got away from me. It's Friday. It's kind of been one of those days. I wanted to remind everybody, first and foremost, that the Water is Life Festival is happening coming up here on September 4th. Robert and Wendy, I think we're going to be at the state fair for a lot of that, but it is going to be a really killer lineup with the headliner being Ani DeFranco, the Indigo Girls, and Allison Russell, but also featuring local Minnesota and Minneapolis artist Dessa Mendoza and Annie Humphrey and David Hochfeld. If you are a Native person, you probably know Keith Secola and his hit song Indian Cars. So that is Sunday, September 4th at Bayfront Festival Park in Duluth, Minnesota. It is the Water is Life Festival. You can get your tickets now on First Avenue's website. And if you use the password Water Protector, all one word, you can get a special discount on those tickets. Tickets are $40. Again, they're at firstavenue.com. Want to make sure everybody's aware of that coming up. And another save the date item for us is the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. They're having a red dress gala September 9th of 2022. It's going to be at the Intercontinental St. Paul Riverfront Hotel from 5:30 to 10 p.m. on September 9th, 2022. The red dress gala by the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center is coming up. That is an exciting event. Robert, Wendy, have you ever been to that one?
No, I don't have a red dress, but I'm thinking about going this year. And hey, just want to Pray was out, and I see one of our great listeners and watchers saw it, and she said she's going to watch it over and over again. So that's exciting to hear. I can probably watch that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Pray
is that on Netflix or what?
You know, I'm not sure where to
station is that?
stream, if we can stream Pray. Let me
And it's
look.
P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. So it's Pray, as in.
Boy, we learn a lot of stuff on the show. Also, Ogimaa, I was trying to pretend we had a meeting before the show and talk about what we're going to do with the tickets here. Are we? It's on
it's Hulu. It's on Hulu.
I was just going to say that you can
on
stream
Hulu.
Pray on Hulu, which is exciting.
Thank you
Good thing
again,
we have
wonderful listener.
Good thing we have smart listeners here, because then I feel smarter too, and that's not always the case. So what are we doing with the tickets here when we have Andre Bouchard on later? Are we giving out tickets today?
Yeah, I think so. We should be giving away tickets to the Welcome to Indian Country performance. That's happening next Thursday, August 11th at the Cedar Cultural Center. So that is a really awesome event. And I believe the tickets are going to be at will call, right, Robert?
Yes, I think that'll be the best way, because if it gets into my fingers, I have a pile of papers here, and I'm not sure if they'll end up with the tickets. So I think
Give
if we
the
will
people
call.
the phone number.
Oh, do you want Wendy's phone number, or?
Say it.
No, I'm just kidding. 952-946-6205.
Again.
952-946-6205. We'll be back after the short break. Maybe we can start the show over again, but we're up next with State Senator Mary Kunesh.
Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff. Hey, Ogimaa, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
COVID levels may be falling, but the virus is still around. Stay healthy and up to date on your COVID vaccinations and boosters. Right now, everyone 6 months and older is eligible to get a vaccination, while everyone 5 and up is eligible for their booster shot. Plus, you're eligible for a second booster if you're over 50 or received an initial booster dose at least 4 months ago. Find a vaccination site by calling 651-304-9986 or visit vaccineconnector.mn.gov. This message brought to you by the Native American Community Clinic.
Bonjour, I am Oshawashko Gijig. I'm from Red Lake Nation, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake.
This portion of the show is brought to you by MN350, a grassroots organization fighting for climate justice.
Hey, I'm going to put our report from State Senator Mary Kunesh on right away, and then we can comment if we have some extra time. But here she is, our favorite state senator of Minnesota, with her report.
Senator Mary Kunesh, Shimaki Yapi. This is Senator Mary Kunesh from Minnesota. I'm going old school tonight because I will not be able to join you for the radio show. I'll be out parading. As one of my responsibilities as a senator, I get to, and I say get to because I love going to parades, go participate in different parades in my community. So I have 5 within my district, and tonight is going to be a good night. It's a beautiful day here in the Twin Cities area, and I'm sure it's going to be even more beautiful tonight for the parade. So I'm very excited to be able to do that. Those are some of the things that we get to do during the recess of our legislative session. But even though we're in recess, I've been keeping busy working on different projects and different pieces of legislation that I'd like to get ready for next session, sitting on different committees that are working through the summer, such as the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and also the Missing and Murdered African American Women's Task Force. And that's been really fascinating because even though we think there are so many similarities between our American Indian, our Indigenous, let's say historic trauma, and African American, it's very different. And I guess I didn't realize so much of the history and how it has affected our African American, American African communities quite to the extent that it did. So it's a huge learning process for me, and I'm really proud to not only be the authors of both of those pieces of legislation, but also to have sat or sit on that committee. So we're working on those sort of things. And then, of course, it's re-election year for everyone because of redistricting. And so I've been spending a lot of time in the community, knocking on doors, going to community events, trying to listen and learn from my community to see what are, the important issues that they want to be addressed. Minnesota, unfortunately, is one of the few split legislatures in the country. Well, that means that in the Senate, the GOP, the Republicans, hold the majority, and in the House, the Democrats, the DFL, hold the majority, and that makes it very difficult to get legislation passed. In fact, we left a lot of money on the table, along with a lot of really good bills that would be making a huge difference for Minnesotans. We left all of that on the table when we went sine die in May. Not that I'm proud of that at all. I would go back for a special session in a heartbeat, but we just haven't been able to get those folks on the right to agree to do that. So hopefully that'll happen. But what's really important, and I don't know if this is happening in the communities outside of Minnesota, but we are having our primary elections coming up on August 9th. That's next Tuesday. And it's really important, folks, that you also participate in primary elections because those primary elections are going to determine which candidates will be on the ballot in the November general election. So if there are 3 or 4 candidates for one position, This primary vote coming up on Tuesday will decide the one person who will go on the ballot, because only one person can be on the ballot for each political party. So the winner of the August primary election is the one who will represent their party in the November election ballot. This also gives you the opportunity to register to vote if you're not registered already. You have to be 18 or older. It'll give you the opportunity to update your address or any other information on your registration, and it will allow you to be ready and prepared to vote in the primary election on Tuesday, August 9th, and then again in November when we have the general election. So please go to your Secretary of State's office online. I'm sure you will be able to find all kinds of information there. In Minnesota, you can find out who's on the ballot. You can even see a sample ballot of where you are. It'll tell you other ways to vote if you're going to vote early or by mail. It will also allow you to look at the election results the night of elections. So there's a lot of information on your Secretary of State website. So please, here in Minnesota, just go to sos.state.mn.us/elections-voting, or just Google, where can I vote, or primary elections, and in your state or your area, you'll be able to find that information. It's so important. Here in Minnesota, we have a lot of really great Native folks running for office. Of course, we have our Lieutenant Governor paired, Peggy Flanagan, paired with our current Governor Walz, who are running for re-election. In the House, we have Representative Jamie Becker-Finn and Heather Keeler, who are incumbents. Two others are looking to join them. We have Alicia Koslowski up in Duluth and Erica Bailey Johnson from Red Lake. Both of them are looking to get elected in the Minnesota House, and I believe Alicia has a primary, so get out and vote for Alicia if you're in the Duluth area. And then here in the Senate, I would like to be reelected, so I'm running for reelection, and Alan Roy from White Earth is also running for the Senate. And then there'll be lots of municipal folks running. Audrey Thayer, that ran 2 years ago for Bemidji City Council, first Native woman to serve on that council, is running again. So look for those Indigenous folks in your community that are running, and please vote and support them as best you can. But one of the other things that I get to do when I am not in session is to work on other boards or committees or groups that I belong to. And one of them that I just joined is called Friends of the Falls. Here in Minnesota on the Mississippi River, right in Minneapolis, there was a lock and dam built about 60 years ago, 1959, and that allowed the commercial barges to navigate over the St. Anthony Falls, which were sacred to our Dakota people. And it was a lock and dam, allowed barges to go through. Well, that was decommissioned not so long ago. And so Friends of the Falls is working really hard to recover and take ownership for those areas. Before industrialization, those natural falls and the islands that were surrounding it was a sacred place for the Dakota people. And there was, a time where the waters cascaded over a 50-foot limestone drop, and then those waters, swirled around Spirit Island, which was one of our sacred sites. And unfortunately, most of that and just a little bit is left of those. And we would like to recover those and restore those and allow the Indigenous people of Minnesota to manage that and recover it in a way that is best for our Indigenous communities. So I also joined that group, and I'm looking to to find good ways to work with the city of Minneapolis and the county and our Native communities, because if we can get these bits and pieces and even more, perhaps larger chunks like we have been, we'll be in better shape for the next 7 generations. So I'm going to log off now, everybody. I hope that you are enjoying this beautiful, beautiful summer day and that you are looking up how to get registered and participate in primaries next Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend, be well, and take care of each other in the best way that you can. Wopila Tonka Piamia.
Wow, that's like the old days, Wendy, huh? When State Senator used to sell us stuff from when she was on vacation, too.
Yeah, exactly. But it was great. She always has so much information and she has such great things to talk about. So we always appreciate her time and energy on the show. Absolutely.
Exactly. Hey, we're going to have a question here that I want people to call up and see if they can answer. And I think it's the first caller that can answer this is, what does Wendy's native name mean? That's the first question. And if you can answer that, you'll win 2 tickets to this awesome concert at the Cedar Social Club. So is that a good one, Wen?
That is an excellent one. So they don't have to say the name; they just have to know what it means. And I say it every day on the show. So
right, that we'd see if they're listening, and if they're the good listeners that we think they are, they'll call up right away and tell us, and we'll get them on the air. And then we got a special report. Andre's stuck in traffic, and his phone must not be working, and so we'll have him on next week. But we're going to still give away these tickets, and then we got a little information more to bring up. Ogimaa's cooking right up there. We have a cool little video to play.
Okay, and for those people on our social media that you can't just type in what my name is, you have to call. So Robert, give them the phone number again.
Good one, Wendy. 952-946. 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. We'll be right back after this short break with the winner.
Stay with us.
Hey, Wendy, what are we doing for dinner after the show?
How about we go to J. Selby's on 169 Victoria Street in St. Paul? They have a delicious plant-based menu that's compassionate and environmentally sustainable.
I'm getting their spot-on vegan Big Mac, the dirty secret.
You can pick up and they deliver within a 5-mile radius, or you can call them at 651-222-3263 or visit jselbys.com.
Well, you sold me, Wen. Let's go order at J. Selby's tonight.
I'm hungry.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus over 30 extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal. The Guthrie Theater presents Lynn Nonage's Pulitzer Prize-winning Sweat, playing now through August 21st. Sit in the heart of America's Rust Belt, Sweat follows a group of factory workers who enjoy beers together after hours, but the post-Y2K economy is changing. NAFTA is a new reality, and rumors about layoffs put friendships to the test. From the politically charged opening scene to its electrifying conclusion, Sweat confronts issues of race, immigration, deindustrialization, and the ever-slipping grip on middle-class life, all with humor and heart. Buy tickets at GuthrieTheater.org.
Hi, everybody. I'm Santita Jackson, and I want you and all your friends to join my new show, The Santita Jackson Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Central on the Progressive Voice of Minnesota.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. How much do you love your home? If you are anything like me, you know that your house is so much more than just a place to keep your stuff. It's where I can unwind with my favorite meal and a game on TV after a long day at the studio. If you love your home as much as I do, then you know there is only one cleaning company to trust with your carpet, tile, upholstery, area rugs, air duct cleaning, and more. And that's my cleaning heroes at Zero Res. If you haven't tried out Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep clean, then now is the time to call. Right now, when you mention the AM 950 special, you can get your entire home Zero Resified from a Twin Cities #1 carpet cleaner and get 20% off your entire cleaning service. This 20% off end of summer deal is the best you're going to see, so act now. Call right now, 952-0RES, or book online anytime at zeroresminnesota.com and save 20% off all cleaning services. Zero Res, backward or forward, spells the same.
If you're like most people, you've probably noticed your energy bills are going up and going up fast. Unfortunately, that's not likely to change anytime soon. So if high utility bills have you seeing red, see green instead by locking in an energy rate with All Energy Solar. Switching to All Energy Solar gives you peace of mind knowing your energy costs won't be rising along with fossil fuel costs. Solar panels last 25 to 30 years, giving you a good idea of where your energy is coming from for decades to come. Plus, a system from All Energy Solar could save you even more with net metering. With net metering, extra energy generated by your solar panels is sent back into the energy grid in exchange for credit on your electric bill. Those credits pay for your energy use on days when solar production is low or your electricity use is high. So declare your independence from the fossil fuel industry by switching to All Energy Solar. Get a free, no-obligation assessment from All Energy Solar by calling 800-620-3370 or visiting allenergysolar.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lulia. Cloudy tonight with a low of 75, then showers and thunderstorms likely on Saturday with a high of 78. Grab a tray at Cafe Latte and pick from their award-winning selections of soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. Cafe Latte is at Victoria Street and Grand Avenue in St. Paul or at cafelatte.com.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Native Roots Trading Post. We will be at the Minnesota State Fair starting Thursday, August 25th through Monday, September 5th, and that is in just 20 days.
Whoa, 20 days. I don't know if I'm ready.
I'm not ready. Well, we have no choice. We have to be ready. We have 20 days.
We'll be live at the radio or live at the fair too, and that'll be fun and interesting and everything. Let's talk about the concert real quick. It's sponsored by the Cedar Culture Club, Hennepin Trust, and All My Relations presents Welcome to Indian Country. Welcome to Indian Country is an evening celebration of Native culture through music and storytelling. World-class five-piece musical ensemble joined by a storyteller, Washington State poet laureate Rena Priest. Together, they weave a new composition of songs with witty, wise, and poignant poetry and satire to honor the elders and ancestors. So whoever can call in and tell us what Wendy's native name that Uncle Curtis gave her in a ceremony, and it really fits, especially with the segments that she does. Give us a call, and you'll win these tickets, and you can pick them up at will call.
And I could say my native name, Hanaji Hihani.
Oh, 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. So we'll just wait here and not say anything until we get a call.
I hope we don't do that, Robert. We were supposed to have a guest on tonight. We were going to welcome in Andre Bouchard, who is Kootenai, Ojibwe, Pendakorle, and Salish, and he's the executive creative producer at Indigenous Performance Productions, which is helping with this performance Welcome to Indian Country at the Cedar Cultural Center on August 11th of 2022 in Minneapolis. However, he's on the West Coast, and there was some car accidents where he was, and he got stuck in traffic, so he's not going to be able to make it on live with us. But Robert, if it's okay with you, I actually do have about a 5-minute video.
Why don't we do have a caller on, I do believe. I just got a message. Let's see if they won this. Hello, caller. I guess maybe we weren't going to have him on live because the mothership just said that somebody did answer the question correctly.
Oh, okay. Who's the lucky winner?
I don't know. Patrick, jump on a second here and tell us what's going on. If we had a caller, we don't have a caller. Is it a mystery caller? Is it a ghost caller? Is it Wendy calling?
I didn't call. I could promise you that.
I think
Oh,
that'd
we have
be
a
very
surprise
fair.
guest. We have Maureen Hackett of Howling for Wolves on the phone.
Oh, geez, let's get her on.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hey, Maureen, how you doing? I'm glad you're coming on to save the short
Boo-hoo.
Let me just introduce. We have
Wow.
Dr. Maureen Hackett. She is the founder and president of Howling for Wolves, one of our most sacred sponsors on Native Roots Radio. Go ahead, Maureen.
Well, I couldn't resist calling in when you were asking for callers because Howling for Wolves is running a very intensive metro area campaign to get people to write emails to the DNR, but we set it up and made it very easy at stopthewolfhunt.org. Basically, we're asking people in our emails to have the DNR remove wolf hunting from their draft plan. They have a draft wolf plan. They're taking comments until Monday around 4:30. And we're asking people to go ahead and take an action. Let the DNR know you do not want wolf hunting in their plan, which is supposed to last for decades. It will be reviewed in about 10 years, but it is a plan that is meant to be for the future. And we say that wolf hunting doesn't belong now or in the future.
I love that. And you did make it so easy. Again, can you just tell people where to go?
Yes, just stopthewolfhunt.org. You don't need the www, you don't need the HTTP, you just need stopthewolfhunt.org in your browser, and it sort of relays you right to our action page on howlingforwolves.org.
You know, Maureen, this is Ogimaa, and I actually did use your website to fill out that comment to send it in later last week when Wendy mentioned it. And I want to let everybody who's listening know, I'm going to remind them from what you said last time you were a guest, out-of-state comments are totally welcome. So if you live outside the state of Minnesota, you can still go to stopthewolfhunt.org and tell the Minnesota DNR that you don't want them hunting our wolves here in Minnesota. But also, it was so fast and it was so easy. Howling for Wolves made it so easy to put that comment in.
You can edit your comment too.
Yes, I did do that as well.
So-
I was maybe a little less polite than the original comment said, but I still put
Hey, Maureen, before we let you go, we want to do this portion's brought to you by while you're still on. And if you, Wendy, if you can do that, and we can all howl together.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations. Howl!
All right. That one sounded
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Hackett, for calling in. We really, really appreciate you and all the work that you do.
Miigwech, really. Take care.
Thank you.
Right.
That
So,
was great.
Dr. Hackett did not want to answer. She thought that we were dying, so she saved us. She threw us a lifeline.
She threw us
But
a
there was
bone.
a winner. There was a winner, and we're calling him back to get him on the phone here. Patrick's calling him back, but we really appreciate her saving us today. I don't know if this is something in the water or if I didn't take my nap long enough
It's
today.
one of those days. It's
maybe
been one of those
something
days.
in the stars, you know,
Something,
like
yeah, the stars and
Mercury is in retrograde or something, maybe.
Our-
I don't know.
the moon and the
Girl,
water and whatever.
our-
Yeah.
Our serious show has become a comedy today.
It is
It has.
Friday, so it's a comedy act for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So
Patrick, I'm wondering if you got that person on yet. He's texting me right now to let me know
Okay,
because
well, that's fantastic.
the question is, Wendy, the question is,
Mhm.
what does Wendy's Native American name, Ho-Chunk name, mean that was given to her by our Dega, our uncle, or Choka?
Yes. So my name is Hanajihihani, and it means we need you to guess that. And that name was given to me by my Dega Curtis. And
Hey, we have-
Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga, which means walks on white
Oh,
clouds.
Don't say that. That was going to be the second question.
Oh, well.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
you can ask him what my native name means, Robert.
I don't even know. Just kidding.
I know.
I know. We have Sue on the line who's won this big gift, and if she comes to the fair, we'll give her a Resist T-shirt too. Sue, welcome to Native Roots Radio.
Oh, hello and good evening.
So, what is Wendy's name in English?
Cares for others.
Oh,
It's close. Close.
No, that's
Yes.
good.
Yes. We'll take that
Wow.
as a winner.
Yes. Oh, wait. I got to get the applause button here. There it is.
Yay!
Right on. Hey,
Please
so
give.
thank you for saving us on the show. And I think what we'll have, we'll get your full name offline, and then we'll have those tickets ready for you. Also, if you stop at the fair, you can get a free Resist T-shirt from us too. We'll be at the fair. Hopefully, you'll come out a little earlier because we'll be crabby by the 4th or 5th day at the fair.
Or the second day.
No. Better and better.
Yeah.
Can you please give Patrick all your information so we have it, please?
Yes, I will.
Awesome. Thank you for calling in.
What's your favorite section of the show?
Well, Howling with Wolves. Oh.
Right on. There you go. Right on. Thank you so much, Sue, for listening, and congratulations on this big victory in our first ever in 5 years, I think, giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. I'm a big winner. I'm enjoying that. Thank you.
All right, Sue. Thanks for listening, and thanks for winning. Right? Hey, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
that's great.
Do you remember when Curtis how that went? It was a family feast, Wendy. How you got your name?
It was a family feast, and he presented me with the name. He said he kind of prayed upon it and maybe came to him in a dream. And he said that, he doesn't give names out to people like chicklets. And that, he had to get to know me, and, it was really important. It was a really big deal. So I really, that's why I thank him every time, because it's, heartfelt, and it was very much appreciated. And, I appreciate him doing that. Yeah.
And it fits too. And the whole thing for me too, to ask for a name, I had to give him tobacco, and if he wasn't going to name you, he would give back the tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than, like you say, there's more to it than it's, hey, Unc.
Right. Exactly.
There's a lot more to it, and we're just kind of skimming the surface.
Yeah.
We don't want to get into our secrets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was a beautiful ceremony, and he gave me the name, and then I had to learn how to say it. Now it took me a while. So,
wow.
I just found out recently that we might be slightly mispronouncing my daughter's Ojibwe name. Instead of Ojawashko, it's Ojawashko. And it's kind of, we got the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, maybe? I don't know. But it depends on what part of the state you're from. If you're Ojibwe, how certain things are pronounced. So that could be part of it too.
Is your name Ogimaa like Sacred Golden Eagle Woman?
Strong Golden Eagle Woman.
Strong,
really
golden
close.
Eagle
But
woman.
Ogimaa
Okay.
translates to chief in Ojibwe for most people. So my name is a bit unusual that I have that as a woman. Normally that's something that's only given to a male.
Hey, Wendy, do you remember when I was named, and then with Ngabade, and then our daughters always give us a hard time, or gives me a hard time about it, and laughs at me because he'll say, he said it that, all right, say your name, and I said, Distant Thunder? Because I couldn't say it.
No, say it in
Say it.
language. Say it.
If it makes you feel any better, Robert, that's what Anna did when she got hers. She
Yeah.
she said it in English, and then he goes, well, in Anishinaabe, please. So
yeah.
No, that isn't how it went with us. It was, no, say it. Say it.
So your name, and you had it written down phonetically. So you got it, and you were like, Wakanjahade.
Still do say it that way. That's why we have that recording in the beginning of the show. Well, we're giving away a lot of secrets here. You're listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and up next our Sacred Animals section with Wendy,
Stay with us.
who cares for them.
Hey, Ogimaa, I've been hearing a lot about this term, climate justice. What is that?
Climate justice is recognizing that the negative impacts of climate change don't affect all people equally. It also means transitioning from a fossil fuel-based economy to a more sustainable future. MN350 is one of the groups that's pushing for this transition to protect our futures. You can even get involved too.
That's great, especially since I'm concerned about pipeline projects like Line 3. How can I help MN350?
Just find them on Facebook or visit mn350.org.
Don't fall for vaccine misinformation. Local medical professionals are available to answer any of your questions. Initial shots and boosters are safe for people who are pregnant and even young children. Right now, vaccines are available for anyone over 6 months of age, while boosters are available for anyone over the age of 5. This message brought to you by the Native American Community Clinic. Find a vaccination site by calling 651-304-9986 or visit vaccineconnector.mn.gov.
Come see the Native Roots Trading Post at the West End Market of the Minnesota State Fair. Native Roots Trading Post is Native owned and operated. Shop goods from local and national Native artists that you'll love instantly. Native Roots Trading Post is supporting Native artists this year at the Minnesota State Fair, August 25th to September 5th. Native Roots Trading Post, we support Native artists and you can too. Buy Native at the Native Roots Trading Post this year at the Minnesota State Fair.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States, and 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected. Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf. Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy. As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired. Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
Then we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Maybe that'll reset our day for us.
No, I think we've turned into a comedy show, and then also we're finishing up here with Wendy with her fun facts on sacred animals. Which a couple weeks ago, I didn't know how much fun we had, but there were a lot of facts. I just remember that day. And before we get to your segment, Wendy, I just want to say I talked to Bobby Wilson today, and he's going to be on our show, Reservation Dogs, in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be exciting, and Patrick will have to get ready with the bleep button, I think.
Yeah. I think
Maybe
we
we'll
needed the bleep button. And yeah, that's probably a good idea to pre-record.
Patrick said he'll be ready, but we'll probably pre-record it. But it's always good to have Bobby Wilson on, who's a former Harding student and also big 1491er and one of the key writers, both Reservation Dogs and an actor on Rutherford Falls, another Native-centric show on TV that just came out the last couple of years. But Wendy, sorry about taking up your segment here, but I know we pay you by the word, and you've had to do a lot of words here today because of missed guests and things like that. But tell us who you are and what you're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Hanaji, and that means cares for them. I was given that name by my Dega Curtis. Curtis goes by Mashke Hanajinga. I'm a humane policy volunteer leader for the Humane Society of the United States, and I work on animal issues at the local and state level, and it's always my pleasure to do that. I have a fun article today. This is from Sentient Media, and it's written by Grace Hassan, and it's dated July 22nd, 2022, and it's the 12 most intelligent animals in the world. I think we kind of talked about this before in the past, but it's always fun to go through this. So, of course, number one, go ahead, Robert.
Just don't go dark on us with this.
No, this is not a dark one.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, this is the only dark one that I have to do is because number one is humans, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree that we're the most intelligent species or animal in the world. But because we are human, it is our own intelligence that we tend to use as a yardstick for measuring the intelligence of other species. So number two is dolphins. So I thought an elephant would be number two, but no, it's dolphins. Dolphins are well known to be one of the most intelligent species on the planet. They are highly capable of both learning and mimicry. Yeah, they
That's
mimic.
right. I think
Yeah,
that's right.
dolphins in separate pods have been known to use mud to create traps for fish and collect sponges to use as protection as they search for food among coral. These two examples demonstrate the ability of dolphins to manipulate their surroundings and employ tools to achieve an end. Further evidence of dolphin intelligence is found in their documented ability to adapt to new situations. Researchers found that during a construction project taking place in their waters, one pod of dolphins adapted by shifting their hunting locations and also the time at which they entered the construction zone to avoid the hours of construction. I think that's really awesome. Ravens is number 3. So we're number
Oh,
1, dolphins are number 2, and ravens are number 3, often associated with omens because of their jet black appearance and distinct call. Ravens are extremely intelligent birds. Ravens have been demonstrated their ability to handle abstract concepts and to plan ahead better than human toddlers. In one experiment, these birds planned ahead by up to 17 hours, choosing a key from an array of objects that could later be used to open a box with a favorite treat inside. The
wow.
ravens chose the key 90% of the time. This demonstrates that the ravens were planning how to get their treat well ahead of time. I love those
Wow.
birds. They're so awesome. I'm gonna I'm gonna paint one. Number 4 is pigs. So number 4, though many people might think pigs are dirty, lazy, and not very smart, the truth is that not only do pigs prefer to be active and clean, they're also highly intelligent. 4 pigs housed at Purdue University's Center for Animal Welfare Science, Omelette, Hamlet, Ebony, and Ivory, demonstrated the ability of their species to learn by playing a simple video game. The game consisted of using a joystick to manipulate a dot to hit a blue wall. After hitting the wall, the pigs received a treat. All 4 pigs displayed skill for far greater than would be expected by random chance. In order to play the game, the pigs had to understand that moving the joystick resulted in movement on the screen.
Wow. Hey,
So,
can I guess which the next one is?
yes,
I would say an owl.
no. Owls didn't even make the top 12. What's your next guess? A
An
chimp
octopus.
No, a chimpanzee. Did I give you the wrong order? Chimpanzees is number 5. We are 99% of our DNA we share 99% of our DNA with chimpanzees, so it comes to no surprise that countless hours of research have been dedicated to understanding the intelligence and behavior of our sister species. This research has firmly established that chimps are one of the most intelligent species on Earth. I think that's the baraboo.
Hey,
I'll be talking about them in a second. Yeah, what's up?
Wendy, see that expression on that chimpanzee's face? That's
Yeah.
what you look at me when I have an idea. That's how you look when I
For those watching us on Facebook, we have pictures of all the elephants and elephants, all the animals that I'm talking about. Number 6 are elephants. So I know that people know that these animals are really just unbelievable. I'm not going to read the whole thing about that because we're not going to have enough time to go through them. So I'm just going to read the rest. So number 6 are elephants. Anybody have an idea what number 7 is? Ogimaa did put up that picture. Yes, Nina, octopus are one of them, and we will be talking about octopus. Very good. The African gray parrot. African gray parrots are thought to be
that was
one of
a
the
no.
most intelligent species on the planet, rivaling even apes. So really, really smart birds. Number 8 is an octopus. Yes, they are super, super smart and just unbelievably smart. Let's see. Bonobos. That's that little monkey that we showed before, the little bonobos. They're another species of kind of like a chimpanzee, and they are super, super duper smart. So cute, though. And it does. It looks exactly like Robert when he has an idea. So rats, number 10 is rats. Among the reasons why rats are so commonly used for research and laboratory tests is their ability to learn from their experiences. This ability has been harnessed to create a number of different experiments testing their cognition and reasoning abilities. The ability of rats to learn also governs how inhumane tests, such as forced swim tests, are carried out. So, yeah, these are intelligent animals. You don't want to be testing on these. I was really surprised at this one on the list. Number 11 is pigeons. So I was super surprised at pigeons. Yeah, I know, right? They were pigeons that were trained to distinguish between art by Picasso and Monet had no problem learning the task. Yes, they were able to apply what they have learned to distinguish between works they had not previously seen before. Number 12 is crows. So the raven is number 1 and the crow is next. And that is our 12 most intelligent species on the planet.
Good one, Wendy.
Yeah.
We are still here. We are the 7th generation. You've been listening to Native Roots Radio Presents. I'm Awake. See you next week.
Have a good weekend and free Leonard Peltier.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for